Divide real numbers. The inverse property of multiplication says the product of a non-zero number and its multiplicative inverse is 1. So basically what that is saying, a times a 1 over a is going to equal 1. If we have fractions, a over 1 times 1 over a over a doesn't equal a, it equals 1. Okay. For example, reciprocal. It's like a multiplicative inverse in itself. So that's why we say, okay, like a 5 times a 1/5. 5 over 5 doesn't equal 5. It equals 1. Yes? Just 1. Okay? And probably the best way to look at it, Mark, is to look at it like a takes the place of some kind of value. Okay? So if we would plug in like a 5, if there were, 5 possible points on an assignment and you got all 5, you got a 1, which 1 as a percent is 100. Okay? So that's what it's saying, that the multiplicative inverse times will give you the 1. We use that for division. Okay, when we divide with fractions, that's why we flip it over. It's the same thing. Turn to page 104. Guided practice, right in the middle of the page. Number 1 through 4, they want the multiplicative inverse of each number. Give it a shot. Multiplicative inverse of the negative 27. What is it right now as a fraction? Negative 27 over what? Its inverse? The negative 1 over 27. Okay, if it's negative to start with, it's going to be negative after, because we need it to equal 1. If this one's negative and that one's not, if we multiply them together, we get negative 1. Not the same thing. Negative times negative would give us the positive. Negative 8. Negative 4/7. Mark. And then the negative 3 or negative 3 over 1 is the same thing. Okay? 5 through 8. Find the quotient. So number 5, a negative 64 divided by a negative 4. Negative divided by negative always will give me a positive, and in this case, (16). Number 6, a negative 3/8 divided by the 3/10. When I divide with fractions, I need to make sure that I end up multiplying by the reciprocal. So my first fraction stays the way it is. If I'm going to multiply by the reciprocal, in this case, I'll multiply by the 10 over 3. Remember all that. 10 and 8 have 2 in common, right? So there's 4 2's there, 5 there. They each have a 3. Negative 5/4 equals, yeah, negative 1 1/4. Try 7 and 8. 7 and 8. Okay, as with any time that we multiply or divide with fractions, first thing we need to do is make sure that everything is in fraction form. So the 18 becomes what? And since I'm dividing by a fraction, I need to multiply by its reciprocal, which is a negative 9 over 2. 18 and 2 are both even. 9 2's there, 1 there. Negative 81 over 1 equals negative 81. And then here, negative 2/5 multiplied by the reciprocal. What is the reciprocal of 18, Marlia? 2 in common, 1, 9 equals negative 1 over 45. Right? Remember that?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Let's see. (36x minus 24) all divided by a 6. What do I need to find out? I need to find out the value for x, or simplify. If it doesn't equal 0, it's kind of hard to find the value for x, or equals something. So if they want me to simplify, it's much easier for me and for you if what you do is get rid of this portion. It's the divided by 6, which makes it not necessarily as difficult, but doesn't make it look as simple. All right? So what I'll do is I will use the division rule, because what I have is 36x minus 24 divided by 6. Right? If we were to put this into fraction form, okay, what I could do is, well, there it is in fraction form. I could multiply everything by the reciprocal of 6. Okay? If I say 36 over 1, maybe this is easier to see it. I could take any division problem I want and put it into fraction form. If you were to see this as a fraction, 36x minus 24 all over 1 divided by 6 over 1, what you would end up doing is multiplying by its reciprocal. So let's do that. 36x minus 24 over 1 times, not 6 over 1, but 1 over 6. Okay? You with me so far? Yes? Okay. Now what we'll do again is we'll simplify. If I were to take the 36x just by itself and multiply it to 1/6, okay? Because that's essentially what I'm doing. I'm looking diagonally to see if they have anything in common. Do the numbers themselves have anything in common with 6? Sure they do. So 36x and 6 both have 6 in common. So this becomes 6x, this becomes a 1. All right? So this is now a 6x. The 6 with the 24 both have 6 in common. This now becomes a 4. 24 divided by the 6 times the 1/6, same thing, would equal to 4. And then if we rewrote it, we have that 6x that we started with and the 4. Okay? Let's look at another one together. Negative 6y plus 18 all over a 3. So again, what we have is I would like to, instead of dividing by 3, I'd like to multiply this 6y plus 18. I'd like to multiply it by its reciprocal, which would be 1/3. Question? You're good already? Now to simplify this, I will look at, I'm working with this 3 and I'm looking diagonally. The negative 6, is it divisible by 3? What do I get when I divide negative 6 by 3? So negative 2y, and then 18 divided by the 3 is positive 6. Simplify. Okay. Negative 10z minus 20 all over a negative 5. Be aware of the negative. It's a negative divided by a negative. 2z and a negative 20 and a negative 5. Plus 20 and 5. 5 and a 20. Okay? Maria? It is weird. Two x minus 8. And this is a negative 4. Be careful. Now, after this has been kind of rewritten, 2x divided by a negative 4. 2x divided by a negative 4 is what? If you just saw 2 over 4, what would you automatically think of? Half, right? 2 over 4. But now because it's 2x over a negative 4, it's not just half, it's negative half what? X. Negative 8 divided by the negative 4. Negative 8 divided by negative 4. 4 goes into 8 how many times? There it is. You may choose to keep it as is and simplify from there. And if you take a look at the negative 4 and you say, okay, take that first term, 2x divided by negative 4. 2 and 4, yes, you can work with them. They're compatible. You know it's going to be half, and you put that on the top. That would be fine. Negative 8 divided by the negative 4, you go piece by piece, term by term. Do that as well. would still work out the same way. Like 6x minus 14 all over a 2. Just keep it the way it is. Now that you know what you're doing, 6x divided by 2. 3x. Negative 14 divided by 2. There it is. You can keep it as is if you know now what it is that you're doing. Okay? One more section.
God bless you.
The mean. Another word for mean? Average. How do we find the average? How do we find the mean of a set of numbers? Mark? You're right, by the number of numbers. Very good. So if I were to give you just a real small set and say, let's say that these were average temperatures in winter. -1, -4, -5, 10, and 20. Okay? I'm going to say those are average temperatures for 5 days in January. Makes sense, right? So what I would need to do, add all these up. And then I would divide by the number of numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Question? Slow down.
Ooh, I got it.
So a -1 plus a -4 is just like saying -1 minus 4. Where are we at now?
-5,
Subtract 5 more.
-10,
Add 10.
0,
Add 20.
20.
20 divided by 5, 4. Right? Give it a shot. What do I get? Good. -10 combined with the -8 is -18. Then I'm going to add 3, brings me to -15. Divided by 3, Kate. -5. Okay, now just be aware, you may also run into one that looks like this, where you get a 12, a -8, and a -9. Only strange because, or different because of the way that they're going to add up and when you have to divide. 12 combined with a -8 is going to put you at a +4. 4 minus 9 is what? -5. Divided by what? 3. Okay? What does this look like to you right now? Where the numerator has a larger absolute value than the denominator. Yes. Therefore, 1, that is acceptable. And it's probably easier doing it that way. Yes. Can you graph here for what?
Thanks.
How much do you want? How much?
20.
20. This is all I got, so if you need more, there's some in the supply room. Hopefully that's 20. Okay, do you understand? Like, sometimes using division that way, because is this still, that's still division, right? Didn't we just go through a number of problems where we had a algebraic expression on the top over something that was division? This is division too. So you'll feel free to do it that way. It's totally fine. Okay?